Angle balance putters have been all the rage over the last few years, and I've finally taken the plunge and have got my own lab putter. Now this is fitted in my specs by using the online system, and I'm really excited by this because Angle balance putters look like they potentially make golf easier for me, easier for you, and even easier for Bobby. I'm not sure that's true, but let's see what I've ended up with, because this is potentially one of the biggest technological advancements that I've ever seen. Chris, you can have the keys back now. Thank you very much for that, sir. So, first of all, we have a little spec sheet that tells us exactly what we have. So we'll have a look at exactly what these specs are a little bit later on in this video. But I'm really, really excited by this because for me, I feel like this could be a bit of a game changer. I know we do say that quite a lot, but as we open this up, one of the things that I like about this is just how you can make these putters unique to what you want. So I know the specs and I know exactly what, I'm going to expect in here. So I went for the Lab Mez 1 putter. As you can see, it's got a lovely green finish on it, and we've got certain weightings in there, and a lovely white shaft with that infamous forward grip, which I think potentially could be an absolute game changer as well, because a lot of the other kind of Angle balance putters don't offer that in the grip. They just have a standard grip on. So I think with this, by having that grip that kind of eludes out a little bit there, or kind of presses out, makes you have that slight forward shaft lean and potentially could help you. Now, the reason why I went for the Mez and not the other models is, to be honest, I don't like the look really of the other models. For me, this is the one that still looks a little bit more like a standard putter. So I wouldn't mind having it in the bag. And if this thing does work, then I might well stick it in the bag, and I might well look at potentially testing it against some of the other putters that do feature that kind of Angle balance, where you can see that it wants to go, just doesn't move, does it? It kind of just stays where you put it. So, right, Chris.
Is that a scientific test right there?
Well, there's the revealer, isn't there, which I don't have. Gary Martin has one. I'll put it on screen now. So essentially what's supposed to happen here is that club face, you could use it this way, and the club face just doesn't move. It's zero torque, potentially. Although torque's not necessarily a bad word, is it, like a lot of people do think. Right, lovely greens here today. Initially when I test putters, I just like to get a bit of a kind of feel on, you know what, that felt really, really good.
It just feels soft, doesn't it?
It does. It feels a lot softer than what I thought it would do, and especially with all the technology that's in this, like for me, I expected that to feel quite firm. And I'm not a bad putter. I wouldn't go as far as saying I'm a good putter, but I certainly don't feel like putting for me is a weakness of my game. We're going to get this in the studio in a minute as well and test it on the Capto system and see just potentially how the face does work and how I can get on with it. But the big thing for me, what I'm trying to do here is essentially they're so good, aren't they?
They are, all
from
having
this
a
distance.
chance.
I'm trying not to think about my stroke, because if I can not think about my stroke, I think putting consists of 3 huge factors. Can you read it? Can you get the pace right? So how far back do you take it? And can you square the face up? So start line, pace and read. If you don't have to think about your start line, then essentially it has to make it easier for you, doesn't it? That's got to go in. Oh! And I haven't been against these putters. I haven't been thinking that I don't want to test it because it looks ugly. A lot of people don't like the look of them. I actually think this looks really, really good. I love, like I said, how you can get the green and stuff on there. Matches my watch, actually, doesn't it, Chris? Like a nice little kind of green and silver number. But it kind of keeps the fun in it. And what's funny is I always grip a putter like this. So I have both, like, gripping the palms, fingers round, thumbs on top. This makes me want to put my finger down here because it kind of protrudes out there. I said eludes out earlier, didn't I?
Protrudes.
Protrudes. But yeah, it makes me want to kind of sit that there. And I do, honestly, I'm not even lining these up, but I kind of wish I'd have tried this sooner, because this is the distance, isn't it? Where if you can just do that every time, then essentially you are just, I think that was Toei as well, you know, but you are just going to make golf that little bit easier for yourself. Okay, so as you can imagine, this lab putter came with a certain spec, and it also came with some certain rules that we had to look at. So we'll look at the spec first. So it was quite an interesting fitting method where you can do this online, and all you basically do is send the guys at Lab a video of your putting stroke against something like a skirting board or a door edge, and they can kind of dictate what stroke type you have. So you can see here that I have a Mez 1 custom. It's right-handed, standard putting style, which I'll take as a positive. Head weight is standard. It's a 35-inch shaft length with a 68-degree lie angle, which is really important with a Lab putter to make sure you do get the right specs in this. You can see it has the single line alignment mark. It's a standard putter build time. The shaft is an Accurate Lab Special Edition. It's the white shaft, and I think that looks absolutely fantastic into that green head. For me, I never really get excited too much about golf clubs, but I do about putters, and this really, I didn't think I'd be that excited about this video, I'm not gonna lie, but as soon as I've got this out the box, I really do feel excited to go and practice my putting with this. So it's the green head, as you can see. The grip selection is the Press Pistol 2-degree white, and that is in right-handed, of course, because it would be different for a left-handed golfer, and the head cover is the standard Mez 1 black cover. So that's all good. I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about testing the numbers. Okay, guys, so we have the Lab Mez 1 set up with the Capto system. We're going to talk numbers and see exactly just how good for my game and how good for your game this could be. Chris is just moving furniture nicely. Chris, I'm really excited by this. Yeah. I've probably said that too often in this video, but we're doing a couple of long ones, a couple of short ones.
We'll go one to the middle, one to that one, and then the two short ones. Get some numbers.
Doesn't get more dead centre than that, does it?
No, straight in the middle. Now go to the left one.
The left one?
Yep. In.
I'm really, really excited about it. Any more? Or?
We'll go one more. We've got one more ball. We go left.
It is just literally get it rolling, isn't it?
Right.
Right. Talk me through this.
Ooh, look at that one. So the last one, like you'd expect, 0.0. Face 0.3 close. So let's see what the average was from the 4 putts we've just hit.
You might think this is a lot of information, guys, but there's a lot of green on there, isn't there?
There is a lot of green.
But you can simplify this and get some really, really good numbers out of them.
So averages here. So these are the main ones that I like to look at. Is again, path is 1.4 degrees out to in, so a little bit to the left, and again, face a little bit close. So in the green, so they're in-tour averages, so pretty good. One thing here, we can see the toes a little bit up, so is that online fitting perfect? That's the big question there, but the longer ones were the ones that threw the numbers out. So this was the first one that did go in the centre of the hole, so again, this is where path did get a little bit left and face was close, so maybe James was aiming a little bit right on that one. So this is where obviously not every stroke's going to be perfect.
And going through the routine of how good are you at lining it up could help massively, couldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. If we then go to the second long one, again, look at that. So very interesting on the longer ones. James didn't have as much control, but they still obviously went close to the hole, and this is where you're getting that little bit of forgiveness. But then if we come to the short...
Because it's actually better if the numbers are bad, but it's still performing, isn't it, realistically?
Yeah. And then if we come to the short ones, we know, obviously we saw the last one was 0.0, but a lot more compact on those shorter putts, and they're the ones that you're going to be chipping on the green, you're wanting to hold to get your scores down, and that's for me where you'd want to be a little bit better.
Wow. Okay, so this is really where this Lab putter is designed to help you lower your scores. We've got a couple of 6-footers here around the clock, so we have lots of different break-in putts. How many can we hold? Now, I have to say, I'm quite surprised by this. I'll go as far as saying I'm shocked, because I honestly didn't think it would be for me. I do like trying things and things proving me wrong, and I think this certainly is doing that. So I got a fake Lab putter off Temu the other day, and I said, well, how different can it be? And the answer, it's worlds apart. I do see why these have such a big kind of cult following online, because I'm really not even potentially thinking too much about the stroke. So that was obviously a bad read, but what I'm seeing here is the line on the ball going end over end over end and really doing what I want it to do. So stroke length, oh, how's that missed? Stroke length is going to be the ultimate dictator in how firm I'm going to hit it. And then I just need to get the read right, which we've done there finally. Let's go a bit further back. Let's go here. And the funny thing is, although I've missed 2, I don't feel like I've hit bad putts. Like, what's make percentage on tour? About 50%?
50%.
That roll is so good. I'll move you out of the way. Come back here. Because I was kind of taken by the first putts we hit, which were kind of 20, 30 foot sidewinders. But now here, I am surprised potentially more people on tour aren't using them, because if it does potentially make the game easier, what we've got here, 10, 12 feet?
Yeah.
Then
Shadow.
why wouldn't you? Come on, this to win the Open. Oof. It might have to go on the plane. Guys, if you enjoyed that, smash that subscribe button below. Lots more coming with the light angle balance putters. We're going to test them against some of the other bigger names in the industry. And of course against the fake one to see just how much the difference really was.